I'm the Gentleman Wake, and in this episode, we take a look at a collectible any fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe would love, the Avengers playing cards by Theory 11. In fact, I'm going to be giving away a brand new deck of these cards, so stay tuned for that. And remember, for the best in cinematic reviews designed to awaken the imagination, hit that like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I've been a huge Marvel fanboy my entire life, from sitting in front of the TV to watch the old Spider-Man cartoons when I was a little boy, to walking into the comic shop to buy the latest Marvel comics as a preteen and adolescent, to lining up outside the theater to see the latest MCU entry as a full-grown man. Marvel Comics has been a mainstay of entertainment in my life, well, always. I'm especially enjoying the recent Disney Plus forays into the MCU. Speaking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, ever since 2008's Iron Man rolled into cineplexes across the world, Marvel has been consistently and persistently creating what are, in my opinion at least, the best superhero comic book media of all time. I'm sure probably some of you caught my inner fanboy in last week's video when I reviewed the Card Mafia's amazing Iron Man Avengers deck, complete with its light up reactor and accordion style fanning tuck box. In that review, I briefly mentioned another deck that had just been released that would be a great companion piece to that Iron Man deck. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at it. These are the Avengers playing cards from Theory 11. After a long and storied history of producing fantastic original luxury and premium playing cards designs, the Avengers deck is actually the latest in a series of licensed decks released by Theory 11 that take advantage of previously established and famous intellectual properties, following up decks devoted to James Bond and The Mandalorian, and beginning with the decks based on the Star Wars films, originally released in late 2019. As is the standard with Theory 11, the Avengers deck comes packaged in a highly ornate, luxuriously foiled embossed tuck case, printed on the highest quality matte cardstock. The design features gold foil accents and primarily purple holographic foil that provides a beautiful iridescent sheen at the right angles. I often laud Theory 11 on their tuck cases. They produce wonderfully intricate designs with spectacular attention to detail, and this one is no different. In fact, I'd say this is a very well thought out design, and that the designers have gone to great lengths to make sure that we have clues and allusions to many of Marvel's heavy hitters in terms of popularity. The most obvious ones are Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, the Black Widow's hourglass logo, the Hulk's fist, Iron Man's reactor, and a crosshair and arrow that calls back to Hawkeye, no doubt. Traditionally, perhaps the least visual of Avengers in the bunch. Other more subtle symbols include Captain Marvel's logo, the Black Panther's visage, Spider-Man's emblem, and a hand surrounded in magic, either representing Doctor Strange or the Scarlet Witch. At the center of the tuck box front is the Avengers A with the forward-pointing arrow and aggressive slant. The tuck flap is held in place by a purple metallic foil seal, although the seal on my tuck arrived damaged for some reason. I went ahead and removed it and found that the glue on the seal had somewhat damaged the back of my tuck box as well. Speaking of the back of the box, a representation of the back design within, there repeats a few of the cues and symbols on the front while adding a few additional details. The Infinity Gauntlets are an easy spot. A bit more subtle are the tiny Mjolnirs and Hawkeye's arrows, as well as the small spiderwebs in the corner of the design. I think the circular geometric elements around the middle might be a reference to Doctor Strange's protection enchantments. While the back design is okay, I feel like it's missing a little bit of pizzazz. I think I would have preferred the Avengers A logo to have played a more prominent role, perhaps in a mirror two-way circle design that's reminiscent of the traditional layout you might find on a bicycle rider back. Perhaps the Infinity Gauntlet should have played a more prominent role. In fact, the tuck case colors being predominantly purple and gold hint to, of course, Thanos. I don't think they were thinking about Hawkeye. I certainly wouldn't associate the purple with the Avengers traditionally, not when most of them feature red in the costume instead. This is of course substantiated by the inclusion of the copy The Infinity Saga on the sides of the tuck. So I just would have loved to have seen the gauntlet feature a bit more prominently on the back design, especially on the tuck where the different stones could have been given a little bit of a different color foil application to correspond with each one. But I guess that might have been a little bit more expensive as each foil requires a separate plate during the printing stage. As for the cards themselves, we have the traditional monochromatic approach from Theory 11. At this point, it's 100% expected. My previous comments aside, these aren't too bad, with the nicely congested line work of the back design playing well in white against the rich purple inset within a white poker style border. There are 2 ad cards included in the deck, both advertise Marvel's Avengers and Theory 11, and although they seem identical to one another, each card highlights a different set of characters not prominent enough to feature anywhere else. Falcon and War Machine, Nebula and Drax, Groot and Rocket Raccoon, and Maria Hill and Nick Fury. The 2 included Jokers are unique, one representing Thor's brother Loki, and the BBEG Thanos himself. As far as the spot cards, the deck includes nice narrow and modern indices. The pips are traditionally laid out, however a bit smaller than normal, and feature some metallic gold ink line work within. The deck's aces all feature some more custom artwork that harken back to more additional characters within the MCU. The Vision's Mind Stone appears on the Ace of Diamonds. The Winter Soldier's red star found on his mechanical shoulder is the Ace of Clubs. Gamora's double-sided switchblade, given to her by Thanos, is the feature attraction on the Ace of Hearts, and the Power Ace features Doctor Strange's time-bending Eye of Agamotto. Of course, that leaves all the main players for the court cards, which are some of my favorite courts from Theory 11 in recent memory. Making an appearance are Star-Lord, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Hulk as seen in Thor Ragnarok, and Hawkeye sharing the spotlight with his Ronin alter ego, one of only 2 one-way court cards. As an added bonus, you can catch a glimpse of Ant-Man holding on to Hawkeye's arrow. The Queens feature Black Widow, Captain Marvel, Valkyrie, and the Scarlet Witch, who's joined by the diminutive Wasp. On the Kings, you'll find King T'Chaka, the Black Panther, Thor, Prince and then King of Asgard, the Mjolnir-worthy Captain America, and King of the MCU, the Infinity Gauntlet sporting Iron Man. I actually really like the way the characters' clothing and powers are represented by the traditional shapes and line art you would find depicted on a traditional court card. These are actually very, very well done. There's little Easter eggs and clever choices all throughout. The decks are printed by the United States Playing Card Company, as is the standard with Theory 11, and as such they handle great. Bands, springs, and flourishes all look and feel wonderful. The deck is available at theory11.com for the customary $9.95, which is always a great price for a premium deck, especially one with an official license. All in all, the deck is a great addition to any collection for any fans of Marvel or comic book movies or Theory 11. I'm giving away a brand new sealed deck of Avengers playing cards, and here's what you have to do to get a chance to win. 1. Like this video. 2. Be a subscriber to this channel. And 3. Let me know in a comment below which MCU movie or show has been your favorite so far and why. I'll let you know mine when I announce the winner next month. To watch last week's review of the Iron Man playing cards, make sure to click right here. In the meantime, I've been the Gentleman Wake. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.